Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 1 of our brand new Pathfinder campaign, which is technically part 2 of our long-running Nexus Adventures campaign. We are so excited to be here playing this game with y'all for the first time. If you are a Pathfinder 2E fan, hi, welcome. We're excited to have you. We're really excited that so many folks are excited that we have made the switch. Just to remind everyone, we are all still learning. We will get things wrong. Please don't backseat game us and let us just screw up. We will get it right the next time when we check rules after the game. But we're here to have fun, tell a cool story, and make mistakes along the way. I know I will make plenty myself. With that being said, if you would like to support this game and others like it, so we can do things like purchase more character art. I'd really like to get a new group piece now that we have the lovely Annelisse with the group, or so that we can, upgrade microphones of cast members, upgrade cameras of cast members, or just, pay someone's electric bill for the month. I really enjoy being able to contribute to that sort of stuff. You can go to patreon.com/The Hype Goblin and get access to our Discord community, as well as a whole bunch of behind the scenes stuff that we make for 5e content. And as I learn Pathfinder, I will be adding homebrew Pathfinder content on there as well for y'all. And you also get access to A Seat at the Table, which is our after show where we discuss games that air on this channel after the show. You can go to our Discord server, and in that server, there is a corresponding link for A Seat at the Table where you can submit questions, comments, concerns. There were a lot of concerns on our last D&D game, y'all. Stuff happened. But you can get that access that is Patreon only. Or if you don't want any of that stuff, you can subscribe here on Twitch. I give a portion of my income to the trevorproject.org every time I receive a Twitch payout, so you can help me towards that. Or you can just go to that donate button and hit donate and give it directly to the trevorproject.org. It never touches my hands. It never touches Twitch's hands. And that is my personal preference. I'm determined that by the end of the month, we will get to 500 as a community. I think we can do it. With that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Satan, who's going to kick off our intros and then a brief summary of how the hell we got here. And yeah, let's have some fun, y'all.
Hi, everyone. My name is Satan, or Alyssa Vamp on the internet, and I am pleased to be your DM for the day, to be back with this group and a new face in it. I'm going to be playing the world around these beautiful, amazing players, and I'll let them introduce who they're going to be playing. So let's kick that off.
Hi, I'm Jen, and I'll be playing Anthony Silverhorn, the Cavern Elf Inventor. He goes by he, him, and I go by she, her.
Hi, I am Robin, and I shall be playing Annelisse, the half-elven bard, who goes by she, her, and I also go by she, her.
Hey, everybody, I am RJ. Today I'm playing Titus, the human ranger, and we both go by he, him. I'm more of a menace than he is, though, so let's have some fun.
Hey, everybody, I will be playing Lucy, our changeling, no longer wizard warlock, now a magus, and also her little companion Peanut. I don't technically have a familiar, but we love him so much that we just couldn't leave him behind in 5e, so he's coming over with us. And I just realized that our closed captions isn't working, so while I fix that, Satan, take it away.
Of course. Last we left off, a lot of things happened. In the previous section of Nexus Adventures, our heroic party had met and fought their way through many trials and tribulations, from outside forces of cults and kingdoms and betrayal to inside forces of interpersonal relationships and their past coming back to haunt them. For this new section of Nexus Adventures, we'll be exploring the consequences of some actions, not necessarily just theirs. As last time, our adventurers had been defeated by a unforeseen evil force that they did not know was going to come after them. Anthony's own kingdom that had turned on them and made alliances with some not so great people. So as we begin today, Lucy, Titus, Anthony, last you remember is watching a drow woman. You're unsure of her name. Never got that in the conversations, air quotes, that you had. But she left you with some parting words as she tied you up against a giant statue of Loth. She was thrilled for you all to find out the fruits of her labors. And with a flash of light, you feel your stomach drop. The ground beneath you cease to exist. You get that vertical feeling. You don't know where up, down, left, right is. And then you feel a sudden stop, a force right at your back, and a flash of red light. And as you look up, you see a sight that you haven't seen in possibly days and weeks to you. A dark starry sky, framed by dark green leaves rustling in the wind. You all feel sore and aching, and there's something that just doesn't feel right.
Oh, where the hell are we?
I don't know, but whatever that was, I don't want to do it again.
Where's Loveless?
Where's Peanut?
Where's Thomas?
Peanut comes out from underneath you, Lucy, as your baby boy try to break Mama's fall. And you hear,
Oh, there's my... Oh, God. Come here.
you just lick your face. It stands on your chest. It's tiny, not too much weight, and just starts licking your face.
Oh, Helm's hind end, where are we?
What time of day is it? Sorry, I didn't catch it.
Make a survival roll for me.
You got it. Apologies. I can't. There's my skills.
You got this.
What do Sky look like?
What do Sky look like? 23.
As a ranger, you have been trained in figuring out and calculating the time of day and night using the sun and the stars. Right now, it's probably around midnight, the small hours of the morning.
What are the constellations looking like? Because little known star fact, the stars are actually different depending on the season.
They look different than last you saw them. Last you saw them, you were around spring. These align more with an autumnal constellation layout.
What in all the hells?
What is it?
You'll point out, that's the Warden. That only comes out during autumn.
Mid-autumn, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Sometimes I forget I travel with two huge nerds. Okay, so
It's not my fault I have hobbies in stargazing.
I have hobbies too.
So,
They're just more interesting than yours. So, okay.
I can't summon Freya.
What?
He kind of makes the gesture to summon Freya and she doesn't appear.
Is it possible that little shit just gave up on you?
No, she does not have the will to do that. She's a construct.
hanging out with you kind of makes me want to give up as well, though, so...
I mean,
on the
I
day.
could find a cliff and we can all go diving.
Ooh, cliff diving. That does sound fun. Let's do that. Let's take that up as a hobby.
Well, before we do that, everyone check your persons to see if you have all your ligaments and... Yep.
Phalanges.
Phalanges? Oh yeah, thumbs on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you get up from the ground, your body feels heavy. Maybe like you've been brought back from death. There was a sense before. Titus, you had a sense of power within you from your connection to Beltane, as well as Lucy, Anthony to your god. You don't feel that anymore.
Anyone else feel a bit hollow?
Yeah, then he pushes up his sleeve. Oh no.
There are no tattoos, Anthony.
A little bit, but I also haven't eaten and
Where are my tattoos?
they're gone.
He kind of shoves his sleeve up further and brandishes his arm.
Wait, check me. Lucy's going to pull up her hair and have them check the one on her neck. Is mine gone too?
It's gone.
Titus walks over to Anthony and just pulls his shirt up a little from the back.
Ah!
That one's still there.
The
What?
trap.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad that one didn't disappear.
As you're all checking your markings, Annelisse, you have picked a rather safe spot to rest away from the main road, just by the side of a less used dirt road that's more into the forest. You know, right now you're on the border of Kalish and Naze, and it is divided by this very thick forest, the Howling Forest, as you know it. And while a forest may not be much of a barrier between countries, You know, the Howling Forest itself can be a challenge for many people. You never know what lies in there. And just where the namesake comes from sends shivers down their people's spines. But you have picked a relatively safe spot. You are on your way back from a job done. You are half awake, half asleep, keeping your own watch as you travel by yourself. And as you feel your head start to droop down, you sense within your chest a boom, like a speaker being held up right to it. And that jerks you up, and as you look up, you see a flash of light, like lightning striking right next to you. But you can tell by the lack of ozone, of the smell of ozone in the air, and this almost staticky feeling around you, that is magic. And whereas there is magic like that, there is usually trouble. But maybe you've never been one to shy away from trouble. What do you do?
What now? What could that have been? She'll stand up and she'll kind of peer through and try and figure out a direction as to where the source of it might be.
You know it came from your left. There is still a slight glow within that area that's just settling down from the strike.
She quickly sort of gathers her belongings together, making sure that the box that she has to transport is safe.
Mm.
Putting that away into her bag, she will quietly start to make her way over in that direction, being quite cautious with her weapon out.
Roll me a stealth roll,
Okay.
please.
Okay, that is a 19.
19. That is amazing. You are no stranger to making your way through the forest unnoticed. You have done this trek quite a few times. And so far you've made it out relatively unscathed. A few dangers here and there, but you know your way. And you know where to step. You know where the leaves fall currently. And you know where to move so that any rustle may be attributed to the wind. And as you get closer, about 30 feet away from you, you see 3 bodies. That same magical glow fading from them. A small little hound. What are the 3 of you talking about currently?
I just don't get why. And Titus is trying to summon his weapon. It just won't work.
Honestly, keep doing it over and over again. It's getting entertaining at this point.
Now, you don't understand. This ability of mine comes from my link with Beltane. If I can't do it, something must have either happened to him.
Well, maybe it's just performance anxiety. Lucy will try to summon her packed weapon as well. Oh, shit.
Where's my sweet baby boy? As he looks around for Soon.
You look around for Soon, and you see coming from underneath Peanut's armor, the small little clockwork sphere, and you hear a little screech. You hear this too, Annelisse, screech being loud enough for you to hear about 30, 50 feet away. And it comes crawling back to you, Anthony, up your leg to your shoulder, and you just feel little metallic pincers just tap your cheek.
Oh, yes, very scary, I understand. I don't know these woods, I don't think. As he kind of spins around, kind of trying to orient himself.
You can make a lore check or a history check. Is there history checks here?
It's all lore.
Make a lore check. We're still learning to find these paths.
I just looked at my sheet for like 30 minutes this morning. I was like, look at what I can do. But I still have to roll perception.
17.
These trees are different than the ones you're used to from your hometown and from Aloria. They change with the fall. They're less coniferous than the ones by the mountains of Bloomberry?
More south, as not as much as I know.
All right.
I just don't know which continent.
Well, if we're south and we just start going north, eventually we hit something on either one, right?
Eventually, we should. Well, if we're south in Aloria, we should hit some of the southern villages quite easily. If we're south in. Well,
Kalish.
yeah, we will.
Oh, maybe we'll run into Bracken.
We're too far south for that.
Well, you don't know that.
Bracken's-
You don't know how far south we are. So there.
Well, the trees around the tribe are not these.
As you're trying to explain the difference between the trees here and the trees where you see the tribe most often, any of you who care to can roll me a perception check.
Oh no, my first perception check.
Oh, well, let's see. Maybe we have to change systems for you to roll above a 10.
For those who never watched our 5e campaign, Lucy has never historically rolled above a 10 without a lot of assistance. So
And even then.
here we go. Ready?
You got this.
It's above a 10!
You rolled under a 10, but you got above a 10 all in all. I am so proud of you.
Look and did it. I can retire. That's it. I'm retiring Lucy. She never has to roll perception again.
With your 22, 21, and 12 perceptions, you notice a shift in the surrounding area, especially you, Titus. A slight crack that just didn't mesh in with the wind just enough. And you know you are being watched.
It's a very trained motion where, from Anthony and Lucy's perspective, it looks like Titus went to go draw a bow and arrow, but then realized, shit. We don't have our stuff.
Do you know how to fight with rocks and sticks?
I know how to punch things.
Good enough.
Titus will bend down and grab like the nearest rock and look off towards the direction that he had heard the noise.
With a 22, Annelisse, your stealthing is really good, but you're just slightly tall enough when you crouch that the bush you're hiding under shows the top of your head and a little point of your ears.
Friend or foe, and let me warn you, if you're a foe, I'm a flightless bird.
Annelisse will slowly start to stand up. What do you think you're all doing? You must keep the noise down. You're going to attract them.
Attract who? Sorry, I tend to mimic people sometimes. Who are you?
That does not matter who I am, but you're going to attract the guards. Quickly. We need
The
to get off of
guards.
this road.
Okay, can you keep talking? I really enjoy your accent and I haven't heard it before. Where are you from?
Oh, well, you know, I'm just like, we need to go. Come on.
Okay, jeez. She.
As you're saying we need to go, Annelisse, you hear the telltale sign of metal armor clinking. And you'll see a light from a torch. And a rhythmic marching.
Ah, shit. Alright, okay, I mean, can you all fight at least?
We don't have weapons.
No.
I can bite.
I could try and kiss my way out of it if you want.
I mean, like, I think that only happens like once or twice. Like, we could try it, but I don't know. That might be a good plan B.
Okay.
Plan A might be to run.
The sound of armor gets closer. Are you fighting or are you leaving?
Probably leaving.
Yeah, leaving. No, I'm just thinking to myself,
Okay, well, follow me. I know routes through here, but we have to be quiet and fast.
All right. Well, I'm at least one of those things, I think.
Please, all of you, roll me stealth checks. You are too good at this.
Well,
Whoa! I spoke too soon. We have a 25 from Titus, 21 from Annelisse, 21 from Lucy, and an 8 from Anthony.
Historically, his worst roll.
As you're all stealthing away, Lucy, Titus, and following Annelisse, who seems to know her way through this forest. Anthony, you are kind of heading towards you are at the back of the group, and you are looking back to make sure that they're far enough away, and you fall, tripping on a root. You hear the clinking of metal stop. What is your action currently?
He's gonna make sure that the others are a bit further away from him before he kind of stands up, brushes himself off. Like, all right, head on, headstrong. And he's just gonna wait for them to pass, like he's supposed to be there. He's just a traveler in the woods.
As the light of the torch catches your figure, you hear the stomping stop. You there, traveler.
He'll raise a hand. Hi, I was robbed quite recently. Can you help me?
Roll a deception roll. Deception? Do we have
is it deception? We kind of got robbed recently.
Could I argue diplomacy?
You can argue diplomacy, yes. I would say with your background, you can argue diplomacy.
All right, I'm gonna argue diplomacy. He's presenting himself as a lost, meek traveler, being passive. 19.
Well, that's what happens when you're out in these woods so late.
I couldn't catch up with the others. My horse got a lame hoof and cart broke down, and, well, I got taken advantage of, unfortunately.
All right, and you see coming at you is a well-dressed gentleman in metal armor, and you see that they're wearing sashes of blue, a familiar blue of Kalish that has seemed to have been meshed with these red spider web-like designs. Well, we can take you to the checkpoint, and you can wait for repairs there, should you wish.
They took my cart and papers. I'm quite literally... I would appreciate an escort to the checkpoint regardless. I could, if it's alright, if you have paper or pen if I could send letters back to my guild, I could get out of your hair after we reach the checkpoint.
And what is your guild, sir?
It's the guild, and he'll give... Jen can't remember. He'll give the guild's name that in the Elvish city, the Cavern Elf city that they left.
You're far away from home.
I trade far away from home. It lets me explore the world. I quite like it.
And your papers are
gone and
missing?
stolen. They took everything. I'm just a merchant, sir. I'm not very well versed in battle. Those who were supposed to be guarding me went off with the main group.
All right. Roll another diplomacy. As this is happening, what are the other three of you doing?
Hiding in a bush.
It's Anthony.
Did I use a hero point to re-roll that?
You can. You have one hero point so far that you start off with in the beginning of every session. You can definitely use it for a reroll.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, 9.
Better. Right. Well, these are dangerous times, sir. I'm sure you understand a bit of precaution.
I understand, and the whole caravan is more important than one individual merchant. I understand the fallacy of it.
And where did your caravan break down?
You kind of point in the southerly direction away from the rest of the group. It broke down over there. It was the strangest thing. They kind of swarmed out of the woods and just... He kind of gestures. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. But then again, like you said, dangerous times.
Very concerning as well. And I'm sure you'll understand precaution, and he says as he's taking out manacles.
Oh, by all means. He kind of gestures his wrist. Can you make them a bit loose? I have weak wrists.
If I had a silver for every time I heard that, sir. And he takes your arms behind your back, manacles them, and gives out orders to the other 2 guards behind them to check out where the caravan broke down. How far away exactly did you say it was?
That's 40 feet into the woods. It was parked behind the large oak. He'll nod towards one of the larger oaks. I was thinking I was out of sight, but obviously stranger eyes have better sight than I do.
Of course. I'm sure you won't mind us waiting for my guards to check on your caravan.
If they can find it, by all means.
There's only so many places a caravan can go in the woods.
Well, the swarm that attacked me seemed quite adept at moving things.
A storm of what exactly?
Shadows, feathers, masks, bandits, I assume.
That's a new one.
Well, these are the woods to the main road. I would assume that bandits are relevant, and you would be aware of that.
I'm aware of many things. And he waits a moment just staring at you.
He'll just be friendly and passive. He's not being aggressive or openly hysterical. It's just a bad thing happened and he's trying to swing with it.
As a few minutes pass, you hear the guards coming up. You hear yells of, "No caravan, nothing found." Are you trying to cross borders, sir?
No, I don't have the papers to cross the boundary. I was simply going to the nearest town to trade my wares, but as you can see, I am without my wares.
You know, out of all the people, you are one that has stuck to the story for the longest, I will say. Check the surrounding areas.
Why would I have reasons to lie? I am a merchant. I've been robbed, and you are helping me. I have no reason to lie.
If you see anybody, put them in manacles, send them back to the checkpoint.
GM, can I send Peanut off in a wide circle with an order to make a commotion?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm going to send him off, well, this would probably be northeast, and tell him to just go do what Peanut does best, which is make noise. To kind of distract them and lead them in the wrong direction.
Roll performance.
Performance? Okay. That is a 20 plus 4 for a 24.
Nice.
Amazing. How does Peanut get their attention? What kind of... Is he just barking, or is he trying to seem bigger than he usually is?
I'm going to say that he's just going to run off and start yipping like he normally does, because that's a bark that's going to be really out of the ordinary for the forest. So that's probably going to make someone go, why is there a small dog here? So, and then, I don't know, he's historically a stealthy boy. So like his job is to draw them away and then come find us later.
As you're speaking to this guard, you start hearing noise coming from your right side. Yeah, right side.
Anthony will speak up and say, "Oh, that's the sound I heard before I was robbed."
The main guard that's with you can see that by what he's wearing, he has a higher stature than the other two. Higher stature. No stature?
Yeah.
He's their boss. And orders one of them to go and find what the noise is while the other one goes this way. I'm going to need the rest of you to roll me another stealth check if you are stealthing and trying to stay hidden. If you are trying to do anything else, please let me know.
To assist with the hiding, if I do notice this guard coming up, could I throw the rock that I have in my hand away from us?
Yes, you can. Okay, where are you throwing it?
It would probably be more southeast of us,
Okay.
just away from our general direction.
Towards the where the path starts to split.
Yes.
Okay. So with the yapping and the rock being thrown, the two guards split up. What's Peanut's? Oh, he doesn't really have movement, does he, anymore? He rolled 24. That was...
I remember he had a high stealth. I can tell you what his 5e stats were. Okay,
Yeah.
Let me pull those up.
You hear a large knock against a tree, Anthony, and the one of the two lackey guards going off in that opposite direction.
Anthony will step closer to the main guards, like, I think they've returned for me.
Yes, this sounds like the scariest band is like a dog and kicking a tree.
You don't know mimicry, like, it could be some scary, horrible beast.
Yes.
What kind of guards are you?
Like whatever created that flash of magic. Was that you, sir?
No, I wasn't aware there was a flash of magic.
Peanut, what's stealth? Is stealth... Is that Dex?
Staff.
From
believe
5e?
So.
Okay. He had a +3 in it.
Okay.
Oh, no, he had a +7. Sorry.
Yeah.
+3
So
in
you can
perception.
just roll a d20 and add a +7 to it. There should be a little dice tray under the type box.
So 15 + 7.
22, I believe. As you're talking to this guard, as you're sending out Peanut, you hear a rustling of leaves where Peanut is, a yell of frustration as a guard, you hear, Annelisse, a guard running around in circles, while the other one has gone off confused to another side. The guard that is talking to you, Anthony, is looking between the two areas of confusion, his back to you. You have one chance for everyone here to tell me what they're doing before we either go into initiative or see what happens.
Does Annelisse know a kind of like escape route here somewhere?
She sure does. She knows how to get deeper into the forest and the safer parts.
Annelisse is going to send a message over to Anthony, and she's going to be like, forget about the manacles. I need you to run. And she's going to give the direction like towards like the route. Keep running. We will go that way as well. And we'll get you out of here. But you must be fast and quiet. Are you ready? Now, run.
Titus was going to lean over to Lucy. Well, I'm gonna try something stupid to get Anthony out of here.
I think our friend here has it covered.
Oh, does she now?
Yes, just
Marvelous.
I think we're supposed to just run.
Okay.
Peanut will catch up.
I was going to yell like I was some.
Yes, if you want to run behind me, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, we will follow Annelisse. There's a bird call that like goes out to signal Peanut where to go.
Okay.
Can I pick up another rock?
You can definitely pick up another rock.
I think Anthony will say, oh, they're here, and just kind of barrel into the guard and then shoot away to, catch him off kilter and run.
Roll strength for me. It can be athletics.
14. It's just enough to shove him forward and for me to.
Yeah, with the 14, with the 2 that he got, you barrel toward, he has his back to you, and you kind of push your body, even with your hands behind your back, you're able to find your footing and push his body as he trips over and lands on the ground and yells, "Hey!" Do you book it?
I book it. Anthony's off like a shotgun.
Okay, they are flat-footed, they are prone. You are off like a shotgun. We can move you over here. I believe your speed is 25. Roll me. Are you being stealthy or are you just booking it for now?
I think once he believes he's out of line of sight, he'll drop into cover. So he'll confuse the guards so that they'll have a harder time of finding him.
Okay. You all can start hearing Anthony run towards you, veering a little bit off to the side. Roll me stealth check.
18.
He at first is keeping up with you, just a few paces behind what it took him to get up. But with a 19, He rolled a 15 in perception. So as you are running, you move out of the way, kind of burrow roll into a bush, and you just stay there. For a few moments, the guard is looking around. He looks towards your direction, stops, then looks towards the other direction, his other side, and makes his way off there.
I think once he believes the guard is out of his line of sight or is far enough away, Anthony's going to stealth a little further north of the main group just to keep the parallel, but following along.
Okay. And the rest of you are still booking it?
Until Annelisse tells us otherwise, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Annelisse will keep going towards the whichever point it is within the forest.
It would be a little bit north, but mostly an eastern direction. How far are you taking them into the woods, Annelisse? I will leave that up to you.
She is going to take them in deep enough to avoid the guards.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to keep in mind the fact that there's other sort of scarier things out there in the woods. So she's basically trying to get them back onto her original route that she was planning on taking, basically. So yeah, she's going to go for a bit and then stop so that Anthony can actually catch up with them.
Roll me survival.
Okay. It's a 17 for survival.
Because you have traveled this path before, you know just the sweet spot between being safe from the guards and knowing where they won't go further into the woods, and being safe from at least most of the dangers of the forest itself. And you are between trees. There's no clearing currently. There is a thick tree line around you, and the trees grow larger as the further you go into the forest, to the point where one trunk of a tree could easily hide at least one full person behind them. The deeper you get into the forest, the more you all realize, at least Annelisse, you remember, because you know this, why this forest is called the Howling Forest. The trees here have certain openings through them, naturally, that as the wind passes by, it makes this haunting howl. Some sometimes mistake it for animals, others mistake it for humanoid people, or even something worse. And while many that live around the area know why the forest has its name, it is dangerous enough that they know that some of those howls are not just the trees. And you all start to listen to this. You all wait patiently, and Anthony, the howl catches you off guard.
Would I recognize it from folktales and lore?
Roll me a lore.
Okay.
Cultural lore, if you have it.
Not cultural lore, but I've got lore.
Yeah, then you can roll regular lore.
26.
Amazing. As you're catching up, you're only a few feet away from the group and you heed the howling. You remember what the guard said about crossing borders. You think about the type of trees that you're surrounded by. This is the southmost point of Kalish. This is where Kalish borders meet Nay's borders, which is the neighboring country that is southwest. So it's not Ilrun, which is the little leg that kind of comes out. It is the one next to it.
Mm-hmm. I think when he realizes this, he kind of stops and's like, well, good, but he kind of looks for his group.
As you look for your group, roll me perception check.
Okay.
As the others have stayed quite well hidden.
20, dirty.
You are able to catch just the brief hint of a silhouette hiding behind trees. Silhouettes that you've seen before. And you can easily make your way there. Still manacled, but you can make your way there. You feel the heaving of your chest. All of you do as you're booking it. Annelisse, even though you've taken this route before, the running away from guards still takes it out of you sometimes. But you are gathered safely away from the guards in the forest.
I think Anthony will come up with soon, kind of doing a little crab dance on his shoulder. I got manacled.
Did
Thank
you know?
That
I know where we
that was
are.
close.
Yeah, let's go.
Sorry, you were. It has been a while since I've been that close to getting caught. It's
Exactly is going on here. I've never heard of a forest getting patrolled by guards before.
Especially the Howling Forest. It's usually left up to the wilds and locals.
Were they wearing the Kalish colors?
They were wearing the Queen's colors.
What was that red embroidery around the tabard?
Think spiders.
Oh, those bitches.
well, of course they're wearing the Queen's colors. Which other colors would they wear?
The Queen's guards are not supposed to be on this side of Kalish. We have rules.
Were you hit on the head or something recently?
Yes.
There are no rules. Not for them anyway.
What do you mean?
The guards are everywhere. There is no. I think that. What do you think is happening right now? Where have you just come from?
I
The
think
Underdark.
we need more information.
Well, we technically just came from a meeting with the Queen.
That is funny. That is really funny. But
no, it's
seriously,
true.
I just tried to help you so you could be honest with me. And where did you just come from?
No, really, we did just really meet the Queen. What? Don't give
Please
me that look,
unshackle me.
Anthony. What?
No, unshackle me!
You got yourself into this mess. You get yourself out of it. I don't have thieves' tools on me. What exactly do you expect me to do?
Can Titus just walk over to Anthony and bash the manacles with the rock in his hand?
Yeah, you can make me an unarmed attack.
Can I do athletics?
There is an unarmed attack strike, so
Okay.
you'd have to roll that.
Cool. 26.
How careful are you being?
Essentially, he's laid the chain across like a bigger rock, and he just hits the chain. He's not going for the manacles because he doesn't have anything finer.
It takes a few strikes, but you're able to finally get the metal to weaken. And while your hands are still manacled, the manacles are no longer connected.
Waves his hands around as he pulls them forward. I jingle jangle as I go now. That's fine.
I'm sorry, we never caught your name.
But I am Annelisse. I would say it is lovely to meet you, but circumstances are bad. What can I call each of you?
Titus throws the rock over his shoulder. Titus Valentine, pleasure to meet you.
Oh, so we're giving the stranger our actual names. Lucy.
Who said that was my actual name?
Lucy will extend her hand to Annelisse as well.
Annelisse will put her hand out to Lucy's and she'll hold it for a moment and just be like, your dog, where is it?
Oh, he should be coming around in, let's see, 3, 2, well, there he is.
Ah, good. There are worse things in these woods. I want to.
There's bears in these woods.
Annelisse sees a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel dog, about a year old at this point, who is pink and blue and purple galaxy swirly colors. And he is in his own puppy armor, because I don't think his armor was ever taken away from him.
No.
But he is decked out in the armor of the Twilight Court, if that's still a thing. And he sits up back on his hind legs and he extends one paw up into the air. And he sneezes.
Annelisse will kneel down and put a hand out towards him. It is wonderful to meet you.
There's just a soft woof. And that's Sir Peanut.
Ah,
Sir?
Yes, he has his own portrait and everything.
But just because he has a portrait doesn't mean he's earned his accommodations.
No, he has. She knighted him just to annoy me. There was a whole argument about it. Really, you should have been there.
So
I think
he
she might have-
outranks you.
Oh, shut up. I think she might have actually been drunk that day.
He'll turn towards Annelisse. I'm Anthony. This is Soon. Points to the little robot on his shoulder.
Anthony, it is lovely to meet you and you too soon.
Soon we'll give a crab little dance before scuttling away. He likes puzzle boxes, so if you have one, you will not have it for long.
It is good to see people, but I think we're a bit more safe now. How about we go down here a little bit, and it is late. We can find somewhere comfortable, and I can maybe answer some questions for you, and you perhaps answer some questions for me.
All right.
Deal.
Sounds good.
Annelisse, roll me cultural lore for a moment. As you heard Lucy say, they just came from the Underdark.
Yes. How would I go about doing that?
So go to your sheet and go to your skills.
Uh-huh.
And towards the bottom, there should be a lore section.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
There we go.
And
It's empty.
beautiful. Well, as your mind piques interest, let's go to break and figure out your lores. And we'll be right back in
Awesome.
5-10 minutes.
Yeah, everyone, we're going to take a 5 to 10 minute break. Don't go anywhere unless it's to grab a drink, grab a friend, or go to thehypegoblin.com to check out the schedule for this game and the others that appear on my channel, as well as the places that I go on other folks' channel. You can also go to patreon.com/thehypegoblin to support this game and others like it and get access to our after show if you'd like to talk to us more about this very lost party and the switches that we have made with these characters. We'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye. We're going to go ahead and hand it back over to Satan so we can get underway with the second half of our game. Take us away.
Yeah. So, as you're settling in this forest, it's a little hard to settle with the howling happening through the trees. But as you're settling, Annelisse, you come back to what Lucy said to you, that they just came from the Underdark. The Underdark has been a mess since you remember. While the rule of the Queen of Kalish almost went by seamlessly in Kalish itself, from kingdom to tyranny, the Underdark has had a much tougher time. As you do know that the Underdark for a while was ruled by the followers of Lol, but they broke away from that iron fist, and for centuries they were all very almost city-states in a while, and they did not give up easily, and they still have not given up easily. But the Underdark, at least in Kalish, is in a constant state of civil war.
How did you survive down there in the Underdark? I mean, like, you all seem very capable, but the one of you almost, got beaten by guards back there. So I confused. How did you survive?
Well, to be fair to us, we did have equipment and weapons while we were under there.
Yeah, and a guide. I hope Loveless is okay.
Yes.
But...
Oh, we did fight a purple worm. That was fun.
No, it wasn't.
Fun.
It was fun for me. I didn't get it.
I did not get swallowed by it.
Yeah, I did.
You were fine. You had a dagger eventually. And I remembered I could send it to you. Oh, God. My daggers.
I did get eaten by a beheer.
That was a long time ago. Are you still drunk?
No.
on that?
We've
I
been
did
around
get-
the block quite a bit to Annelisse.
What about the war that is going on down there? How did you survive with all of that?
Oh, the
War?
war. I heard something different.
What war?
What did you hear?
What war?
Remember when the queen showed us on her magical glass panes of
Doom?
fun?
Oh.
Sure. There was an invasion, remember?
Right.
On all of our lands.
Does the Kalish court occupy any land in Aloria? Do you know?
There is a lot of things that have happened around here that I feel like you are not quite getting very well. The guards, that is the normal here now. Yes.
No, that would make
They're right
sense
at the
if an
border.
occupying armies would take up border patrol.
Hey, is anyone else concerned that we're missing a few months?
a few months. When do you think it is?
Well, judging from the stars, late autumn. Last I remembered, it was spring.
Oh,
The year 947.
947.
Yeah. We just celebrated his
Just-
birthday.
I'm 47.
Well,
It was the birthday boy.
happy birthday, but you're a little older now because it is not that you're not anymore. It is the year 954.
I beg your pardon.
Titus had stopped to take a swig of water from like a nearby stream, raises a finger, takes another sip, and then spits.
Well, it would appear that it's been a whole 8 years, not just a few months.
I'm sorry, I cannot imagine. But yes, it has been 8 years. I guess that is when you last remember. I guess that makes sense. If you were in the Underdark, I mean, people don't go there not anymore.
We need to get to a town.
We need to get to another continent.
We're closest to Jardinor. He kind of thinks. Maybe Yara, depending on where the border actually has a checkpoint.
Annelisse, how well traveled are you?
Well enough. Okay.
Ever been to Loomberry?
No, I am not quite as skilled enough to get not as far north as that. I'm on my way to Ladros just now. That is where I call home.
Paint a picture for us. What is going on with the upper northern territories? As Loomberry is one of the major cities in Kalish, I assume the occupation is dense.
I guess I'm glad you're all sitting down. The queen of Kalish. She rules. She rules like a tyrant. With
Of
that
course.
drow woman by her side. There is much poverty around here now. And borders, checkpoints, and it is just... Living in this tyranny is something that I could not do. It's why I am not part of that. I am part of something else. But I overheard you when I first was watching you. You were a little scared about tattoos and things missing. I think I can explain why. Maybe. Magic
My
here is-
tattoos
Yes.
were given to me by my goddess.
Oh, I'm sorry, but religion is different now. Do not have that freedom, not anymore. People cannot choose the gods or goddess that they worship. And magic. If you are a magic user, you must be registered. And there is nowhere to learn magic, not anymore. This is not the world that you left 8 years ago. This is barely living. But maybe there's hope. Especially with the arrival of people like you. If you have come from I don't know where, but maybe more might come. Because there is a small group of us. We work under a leader, and we get refugees, we transport them, we help them. It's how I knew this route. Maybe you could help.
Who's your leader?
My leader is he is called Fenris. Fenris Kalinas. We are part of the Serpents. Have you ever heard this name before?
So you're with a group led by Fenris called the Snakes, who runs transport between the borders into occupied territory. I'm sure that only Kalish is occupied. Is Nice and the other countries occupied, or has she actually follow the rules of combat.
Well, Nice currently is not under this tyranny at the minute. It is I do not want to use the term safe, but it is not under the same tyranny as Kalish is. But to go to Kalish, it's well, I don't venture through there. I'm not quite as skilled yet. But that is where she is.
How far is your nearest safe house?
Not too far actually. Where I'm traveling to Ladros now. That is where that is how many day travel from here? Like 2-day travel from here roughly, so not too far. And you can come with me, and perhaps then there are people there that might be able to give you more information than I can anyway.
All right.
Titus begins to look around and picks up like a thick branch and rests it on his shoulder. Well, I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable when I'm armed and a little fed.
Me as well. What about the other continent? Was anything extended there? When we traveled into the Underdark, we traveled from there. Any word?
DM? Help?
Roll your underworld lore.
Okay, got it.
That fits here.
14.
With a 14, you don't know the details specifically. You know that college did start another war with Eloria, and this time they have the upper hand. There have been towns that have been taken by college already, and you know the basics that there is a major power in Eloria called the Twilight Court, which it really hasn't been heard of recently. The only thing that you know is that the border of the Twilight Court and the rest of Eloria is a constant war zone.
Yes, well, unfortunately, war has started again there with Eloria. But all I really know is that the border there, along with the Twilight Court, it is a constant war zone. I've not been back there in a while.
Lucy just leans into Titus. Well, we were technically dead. She had everything protected, and Beltane was in the distance looking very scared. My guess is that they're both still alive.
Think she'd have everything protected.
She is still only one person. She's doing her best, I'm sure.
I need to get back and check on the boys.
You all have people here. You need to check on.
We have people in Loonberry.
Yeah.
Do you know Lady Montburn?
Lady Montburn. No, I'm sorry. I do not think I do know.
Ever heard of any of the Silverhorn clan?
I am sorry, but I am. Believe it or not, I was not quite same situation, but similar situation to you many years ago, and I am still learning what has happened here as well. But the serpents with Fenris, they may have an idea as to what has happened, and well, I know the pain of not knowing the whereabouts of a loved one. We go there and we see if we can track down your loved ones. Perhaps they are already with us, who knows?
My parents were elderly. They won't make the trip, or would not have made the trip.
You don't know what Tessie did. She might have got them out.
If magic is broken, she would have prioritized the people over our family.
I think you underestimate your sister and her capabilities. But Annelisse is right. We should keep moving forward. We should get food, shelter, get ourselves armed, and maybe find a pillow to scream into for a few minutes. 30, 40, maybe a full hour, maybe for an entire day. I really would like to hit something.
You could like maybe 1 second, and she'll take out a bedroll and put it in front of her and be like, "Do you want to punch this? You could punch that."
Oh God, I love you already. Lucy's gonna punch the bedroll.
Oh, come on, put some strength into it.
Yeah, roll me an unarmed strike.
You've lost 8 years. Come on, you must be more angry than that, no?
Hang on.
Damn,
Don't yell at me quite yet. This is something I'm good at now.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, now DM.
Yes.
Lucy doesn't fully understand her magic yet.
Mm-hmm.
Does a spell strike go off when she makes this unarmed strike?
Roll me a D100, actually. I'm
Okay.
prepared for this.
Let's see, where's the D100? I'll roll this before I do the attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
92. Oh, that was Peanut.
Peanut rolled a 92.
Peanut uses spell strike. Oh!
Peanut! It's been 8 years. I'm sick and tired of this.
Okay, unarmed strike. Here we go. There's Lucy. 25 to hit.
And what were you hoping? Not hoping, but what did you ask about specifically? What spell?
So Magus, they do this thing called spell strike, which basically it can be through their unarmed attack or through their blade, which if she doesn't know that she can cast magic in this way, it's up to you whether or not something goes off and she discovers it. But any spell in her list with an attack roll could be used with the spell strike. And it's a combination of, it's kind of like how like Booming Blade worked in 5e, where you make the melee attack and the spell attack at the same time.
As Annelisse is holding this bedroll, just anteing up your anger, you strike once, and again, a third time. You feel this crackling energy from your fist as it leaves a singed mark on the bedroll. What does this newfound magic look like?
Lucy's hands are just wrapped in fire by the end of it. And she just turns to Anthony and goes, "Well, that's new. Guess I should
That's
stop
not
trying to..."
supposed to happen.
I don't know. Want me to take a swing at you, see what happens next? She just has a shit-eating grin on her face.
I mean, you could try.
I'm joking. A little laugh. It is kind of cool, though. I wonder what else I can do. How broken is magic?
It's like pretty broken, but I mean, like, you just managed to turn your fists into flames. I mean, I'd rather you didn't set my bedroll on fire. It's like my only one, but you know.
Half of it's like it's like the textile of it is like that ember that's just kind of growing a bigger hole in it.
When I get some money, I'll return it. Sorry.
That is fine. Don't worry.
Since magic is broken, how's my arm?
It's functional.
Okay.
It's the mechanical part of it is functional. It's just not as
It's basically like just locked into a fist because the battery's dead.
Yeah, basically.
Anthony, you wouldn't happen to have your tools on you, would you?
Kind of pats himself. What do you need?
He'll turn and kind of roll down his sleeve. The fist and the hand was covered by like a leather glove, but the rest of it is like this charred, blackened wood. My arm is stuck in fist.
Sit down. And he kind of taps his shoulder as soon crawls back up from wherever he was. This is going to be really weird. Don't make a big deal out of it. As he kind of taps the side of Soon and a leg pops off.
How much wit? Oh.
Emergency tools, practicality. I'm in the field a lot.
To be honest, if magic is broken, I'd probably want this in a offensive position.
I'll see what I can do.
Roll a craft check, a craft roll.
27.
Damn,
Natural
that's a
20.
critical success.
As he's working on it, he'll say, I've honestly seen worse.
You spend about 10 minutes working on it, And you are pretty familiar with Titus's arm at this moment. And though your skills feel different, with Soon's help, their little leggy, you're able to get into the finer parts, and it's like hyper focus for those 10 minutes. And though usually this would give the item HP, because I'm not gonna give an arm HP, you're actually able to get it to the point where he can at least open and close his arm. His hand.
Well, as he kind of finishes and clicks the gear into place and puts Soon's leg back onto him like a little magnet. Well, you should move your arm. Let's see, test your reflexes. And he flicks a part of the arm he knows will trigger the hand spasm. Perfect. Alright. It needs a little bit of oiling, actually. I don't have that.
You need a little bit of oiling, old man.
I mean,
we could stop at a bathhouse and everybody could oil up, but I don't think that's really productive right now.
No, not in the slightest.
All settling down in the lovely singing, howling forest.
There's just little soft woos from Peanut as he tries to talk to the other howling dogs that he thinks are around.
You all settle down. There's not a lot of space to make camp here, but you can rest up against the tree, and at least you know that not leaving much that you were here is best, and you are able to take a rest.
The fire has kind of like almost warmed the sleeping bag slightly. It is quite nice, I feel.
Oh, glad I could be of service.
No, of course. Maybe not do it again, but it's just like I can make best out of the situation.
To be fair, I do try my best not to destroy other people's things.
Oh, that is all I could ask, really.
she destroyed an entire room to prove a point.
I did not. I just didn't read the fine print on the spell scroll.
If I
Was she
remember-
right?
I got a patron out of it, so... And
Well, that
clothes.
seems-
And my
okay,
own
fair
room.
enough.
If I remember correctly, the court engineers were complaining about the fountain being gunked up for weeks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
I am the reason that there's spaghetti night on Thursdays.
She got banned from the kitchen.
Well, that is true. That also had to do with fire. Funny enough.
Are you what do they call it? Arsonist?
No,
Ah.
I was a warlock. Am I still?
Oh, that makes sense. And I guess fair enough. Warlock, fire. Oh, fair enough.
Well, you're in charge of this expedition towards your snaky snake group.
Like called the serpents, but like snaky snake group. I think has like a nice feel to it, you know. But yes, I mean, it is nice to joke and to laugh about things. But yes, maybe we do not make too much, changes to this year.
I'm coping with the loss of my entire country.
Well, perhaps not all is lost. We can rest here this evening. We can be together. And I will keep watch overnight. And in the morning we head off. And perhaps your loved ones, your friends, your families will find out then. But for now there is nothing you can do.
Yeah, and I hate it.
Nice pep talk.
Would you like some whiskey?
Oh God, yes. Lucy
Well, there we go.
lunges at you for the whiskey.
You have become one of our favorite people.
She'll pass around this single bottle of whiskey that she's got. She just pass it around and be like, there you go.
Oh, they took my bag of holding and all my whiskey. Oh, it was top shelf. Lucy
Oh.
looks sad for the first time since this conversation,
Not the
all these
war,
revelations.
Not the tyranny, not anything, but goddamn, that was some good whiskey that I lost.
Oh, this is very peaty. Oh, very, very peaty.
To be fair, I had to steal it from somebody who probably stole it from someone else and so on and so forth.
I know where this is from. It's fine.
The amount of backwash that you're getting from that.
When you drink from a bottle, you drink from everyone who's drunken from the bottle.
Yeah. So as you pass around, the generously shared whiskey from Annelise's flask, trying to kind of settle down the revelations that you've had tonight. At some point, the howling sort of starts lulling you to sleep. It's constant enough. The night is just getting darker at this point. Even for you, where the night did not bother you as much, the darkness seems to take over those little spots of light that you're able to see before, both physically and maybe emotionally. But it is not long before the morning sun greets you. Early in the morning, the sunset shines bright in your eyes. You see the sky turn from purple and blue to pinks and oranges, reminding you of your time in the Twilight Court. And that comes with some bittersweet emotions. But you are awake, you are alive, and you are safe-ish.
There are these dark bags under Titus's eyes. He barely got any sleep. Spent most of it petting Peanut and looking up at the sky.
Peanut got an excellent night's sleep. He snored through the whole thing and just enjoyed the belly rubs.
The certified ESA, emotional support animal.
If it's one thing that remains constant, it is Peanut's cuteness.
And ability to sleep anywhere.
Yeah. God, I wish that were me.
Oh, to be a blink dog in a Pathfinder game.
Could you believe they took Peanut's papoose?
Why
Really?
would they need a papoose?
Yes, it was on me the last time I was awake. Now it's gone.
Well, that's a war crime.
It's okay. He'll scoop Peanut up in an arm and hold him.
I can make a new one once I have supplies.
Or he can just walk on his own. He is able to,
I mean, for future stuff. I mean, he's cute and deserves a papoose.
What about a backpack? Like the kind that's like a window? I saw some for cats. You make one big enough for him.
I could do that, yeah. Just need to get his measurements and train him up for it. I'm sure he'll be fine.
This is the morning conversation that wakes you, Annelisse.
You hear her just be like, what is papoose? Wait, what?
Titus just holds Peanut close to Annelise's face for just a tongue licks.
Morph.
Okay, that is a nice way to wake up. It's like, this is rare. Okay. I like this.
As soon as you say that, the dog breath hits you.
Oh, I'm sure we smuggled some things that help with that. We're going to deal with that, immediately. Forget about everything else. That is what we're dealing with first.
I'm just... No, wild mint's dangerous for dogs. We'll find some synthetic mint.
I mean, they took away my bag and it had his little toothbrush in it, so... Personal care is out the window.
At the Serpents, we we make sure that all of our animal friends and companions treated with utmost respect and health. Don't worry. We will have something there for him.
Fabulous.
And maybe stuff for the rest of you, but I don't know.
I mean, yeah, sure.
As long as Peanut's taken care of.
Just priorities.
Anthony's packing up his things. What happened to the
His
Pantheon?
things.
It's basically just scooping up Soon and a rock. I found these quartz rocks, and they make me happy, helping me cope with the reality of the thing.
They have little faces.
Carved into them by Soon Leg.
Yeah. How broken is the Pantheon?
Damn! How broken is the Pantheon?
I would say that's pretty much your reaction. Do you consider yourself a religious person?
No.
Okay. The Pantheon has changed immensely. Some gods have changed into other forms of themselves. Others just disappeared, whether dead or alive, you are not sure. But with the dwindling worship in this world of gods, the Pantheon is not as strong as it should be, or complete, or even the same.
It is hard to really say. I mean, there is not worship anymore for these gods or these goddesses that were here before.
So what you're saying, there's an opening?
What, for a god or a goddess?
Yes.
She'll look at you. Perhaps. Although maybe quite illegal, Maybe illegal worship if you're into that kind of thing.
That's the best kind, dear.
But No, it seems like there is not much there anymore. With it being outlawed, and some of the gods, I think they're still there, or maybe not, or they have like changed. It is. I know it may sound rather like, I don't know, like disrespectful, but at the same time, I do not care. All my time is focused on going back and forward, smuggling refugees, helping people, doing what I can to actually, end some of the suffering. But it seems like there's certainly nobody there helping us.
Gods don't interfere like that.
I mean, Helm interfered in our business.
We also prayed to Helm and sacrificed to him.
Did we sacrifice to him? I'm pretty sure I just said, hey, what's up? Are you awake? Honestly, I've said less to Jack. Or more, actually.
Oh my god. He turns to Titus. They're older.
Who?
No shit, Sherlock. Yes, they're older. If they're even alive.
Your brothers and my niece are very resourceful, I would not doubt.
Yes, but you forget your niece had me as a teacher.
That's why I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that those three survived.
Yes, if anything.
There's just a small moment on Titus that's just, my party actually respects me a little. Weird.
I think you underestimate your abilities, friend.
My niece wrote to me often of your teachings, and they were very commendable.
Listen, I am a mess of a human being.
Oh, we don't doubt that.
So maybe some of my lessons might have gone overhead, but it's nice to know that you all think that way. Anyway, we should get moving.
Are you going to cry now?
No, shut up. Look.
I got
His
pollen
face?
in my eye.
His face is getting red.
Howling pollen in my eye.
Mm-hmm. Not a...
The
Holds
trees don't
peanut up to his
pollinate.
face and then
Yeah, there's
he gets
not a bit
lick.
of pollen in the sky, dear.
Titus, you know we love
dog
you
slop.
and adore you.
Mm-hmm.
Annelisse, let's go.
I mean, like, I'm ready, but like, this seems like a touching scene. I don't see this often. I think you should embrace it. You have some more pollen on your eye, by the way.
Shut up.
Okay, it is this way.
Aside from a pantheon collapse, the takeover entire country, the possibility of God knows what.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go see your servants.
Let's go see them. We are, we'll need to be careful going back. I mean, like, there is still risk of guards being around, especially after what happened yesterday. But perhaps we can be sneaky. We can be devious. We'll get around them, and then I will take you to serpents, and hopefully things will get better. Follow me.
Sneaky and devious. I like this.
I don't know if placing your hope in us is the wisest investment.
Oh no, I have hope like divvied up in several areas at the minute. Like, one of them's got to pay out, right?
That's a good way to look at it.
A hopefolio, as it were.
You can't keep all your eggs in one basket, right?
Right.
Annelisse, as you travel with the group, roll me another survival check.
And that's a 17.
You're aware that the path home is not straight. You might have to face a little bit of danger to get back, but most dangers of the forest, at least in this area, are preferable than the guards. You venture deeper into the forest. A few hours pass. Are you guys going quickly or stealthily?
I think whatever pace Annelisse sets us at, as she's the leader on this particular adventure.
While we're still in this sort of part of the forest, she'll be trying to go stealthily to try and avoid some of the dangers. And then once we get a little bit closer to where we're going, she'll try and increase the pace, if that makes sense.
Everyone roll me stealth.
The second nat 20 of this game.
You guys are starting in high. You guys rolled really well.
21.
We all know Anthony cannot roll a stealth check. Why do you bother him with such things?
I love that it's the same. It's 8.
Yeah.
As you make your way through the forest, you're all stealthy.
He's struggling with the weight of the realization of the implications.
That is fair. Your mind is elsewhere. But as you're walking, the rest of you hear movement and sound of people conversing in hushed whispers. While Anthony, your party stops, you seem to progress forward a few more paces. find yourself at the edge of a camp as the people around this camp just look at you.
I've been manacled and I need help. Holds up his wrists.
You see in front of you a few tents set up. You see an orcish man, tall, broad, but seems to be hunched over with a hand to a wound. A woman beside him of a darker skin and darker hair, a little bundle on her back, and her stomach about a few months pregnant. And the other two tents, you see a human man with darker skin and graying hair, and a gnomish woman. And they all look to you. Hi.
Hi.
The woman with the orcish man speaks, but the orcish man puts an arm in front of her. Whilst still carrying a wound, you see that there's a fierceness to their eyes as they step forward. What do you want?
Your wound looks quite serious. I could help with that. But other than that, I am... He kind of jingles his wrist. Am manacled and apparently lost.
The three of you see this happening as you stealth behind, were hiding between trees, and just saw Anthony walking forward.
Just pinching the bridge of his nose. Oh no.
Well, it could be worse. There could be guards.
Do I recognize any of these people?
You don't. But I will say, with your knowledge, this is not dissimilar to refugees you have seen.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
No, that they're not guards. They look like they need help. Maybe we go out, show them we mean no harm, and none of you have weapons, so it should be easy.
All right, that should be easy enough. Lucy's just going to stroll right out behind Anthony. Hi.
It's really easy to convince her to do things.
You'd be surprised.
Look to Lucy. Oh,
Peanut is going to trot right up to the closest person. Back on his hind legs, straight up, paw out.
It's the orc man who...
Mm-hmm.
His facial features are hard. This person's clearly been through an endeavor currently. Just recently, that's the word. But they slightly soften at Peanut, and they just say, sorry, little guy, I can't really bend down.
Peanut will blink up into his good arm.
Well, okay. Hello.
His name's Peanut. He likes
Yes.
to comfort people when they're hurt.
I can assume friend and not foe then.
I hope so.
Anthony will say in Orcish, I am of the Northern Orc tribe. And he'll give his position within the tribe and who Bracken is to him.
In Orcish, you'll reply, it's been a while since I've heard of the Northern Orc tribe. It's nice to hear from them again.
I hope I'm not the remaining few.
I hope so, either. I'm sorry, but we are not much help right now. If that is
That's
what you're
fine. Can I see your wound? I know a bit of medicine.
Make a persuasion check. Do we have those here?
I think it's diplomacy.
Mhm.
It's diplomacy now.
Yeah.
Make a diplomacy check. I'm still finding these paths, everyone.
I rolled a 10.
Generous offer, but I'm alright. My wife is looking after me.
Does she know how to stitch a bilateral wound like that?
You always come off this cocky.
He does.
Yes.
Yep.
But honestly, it does need stitching.
You two can come out now if you'd like. Sorry, there's two more of us. They're a little shy.
Hello.
Hello. The orcish man looks at the two of you as you come out, and you hear the woman speaking to him. Maybe they can help. I mean, I only know so much healing. It's like, we don't know what they're doing here. It's like, well, technically, they don't know what we're doing here.
Oh, we're running.
Yeah. Oh, hi.
We're refugees.
Then, and she looks to the man. Maybe they could help us.
We could help. Are you looking for somewhere safe to go?
Well, and the woman steps closer, despite the orcish man's hands telling her not to, but she just waves him off, you know. We were traveling from college. We had a guide. Her name was Devana, but we were attacked recently by bandits, and she stayed a little behind to make sure we all got out. And this is where we were supposed to meet if we got separated, but we haven't seen her in a day, and we're worried. And she's the only one that knows how to get us to where we have to go. And not many of us are good. We're not fighters. I mean, I have a little one, and some of us are older as well. And you see the human man that just kind of stand outside of this tent.
It is okay. Like, where was she taking you to?
She was taking us south of Kira, which is one of the bigger cities near the coast at the south.
Oh, okay.
She said there was a seaside town that was free of guard presence there, but maybe if you can find her or see what happened to her. I hope she's still alright. I mean, she's a tough woman, but we were outnumbered.
Well, if she is a tough woman, then I am sure she is capable of looking after herself currently, but I am concerned of you and your welfare. We are heading towards Latros. It's not far from here. You may come with us, and we can at least drop you off with people who could potentially take you down south of Kira, if that is what you wish. But this woman that was guiding you, what did she look like? Maybe we can try to find her as well.
Well, it wouldn't feel right leaving her behind, but she's tall, about, I guess, your height, and she'll point to Titus. Dark hair and tan skin. She has armor, and she has long hair. Her name's Davana Dracus.
Sounds like she could take care of herself. Unfortunately, we're not really equipped to go on a rescue mission. We could double back once we
need food. We have food.
Oh, we need food, we need weapons, we need armor.
Well,
if you let us get you to where our guide is taking us, we can double back once we have those things.
We're not far from there. I mean, but you do seem very, very worried.
yeah.
Where did you last see her?
We traveled about half a day's worth of travel. Actually, it's deeper into the woods. We can try and go with you all. I'm not sure how much Fallon would be able to travel on foot with his injury right now, but we can give it a try.
Looking around, do I see any trees nearby where we could get 2 branches big enough to make something to carry this wounded person on?
There are trees around you, some big enough that have thick branches that you can try and make a makeshift, like, it's not a coma. That's totally different.
A gurney?
Gurney, yeah.
Lucy will look around and then elbow Anthony. You take down some of that. We could use one of their tents to fashion something to carry him.
We could, but he'll die of infection before we can even get it half a day's out. I would suggest letting me attempt something.
We've still got a little bit of whiskey left.
I've done what I can with infection. Orla over here, she was an apothecary, and so she's traveled with some equipment, but...
Does she have cotton string and a needle?
Maybe?
Anthony, fat lot of good stitching does if you don't have an antiseptic. We should use a little bit of the whiskey on them.
We'll need to boil it down to get rid of the sugar.
I'll make a fire.
We'll need to sterilize the thread and needle and bandages along the way. Let those dry above the fire. And you, turns towards the orcish man. Do you have anything you can lay down on?
I have some bed rolls. And you see him look at his wife, and she's like, please. And he'll take you inside the tent. And inside the tent, you see a younger half orcish boy, about maybe 7 years old, sitting in the corner. And as soon as he sees his mom, he runs up to her, hides behind her legs, kind of half in, half out of the tent.
Anthony will get down low so he's more on level with this kid's face and say, hello.
Just hides behind his mom's skirts. It's like, be nice, say hello. Hi.
Don't talk to strangers. It's especially strange people who steal your bedrolls for surgery.
Okay.
He just smiles. Do you want to play with Soon? As he taps his shoulder and Soon pops up.
I don't know what that is.
He is a personal robot.
What's a robot? What's a
Him.
robot? It's a bite.
He is a butt, as he takes Soon and lets Soon and the boy get acquainted as he arranges the bedrolls.
As the bedrolls are being arranged, what are the rest of you doing?
Lucy's going to look at the others outside of the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyone have a hand axe? I can start fashioning a gurney.
The human man raises a hand and he goes into his tent and pulls out a hand axe. It's not the newest hand axe, but it's something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lucy.
Galba. I'll shake your hand.
Anyone willing to give up their tent? I'll need the fabric and the ropes holding them down to finish the rest.
You can take mine, that's fine.
All right. Annelisse, how do you feel about climbing a tree?
Could climb a tree for any real purpose or just for fun?
Oh, to get the branches we need.
Of course. Just before I do that, Lucy, Titus, just one moment while Antony is busy. She'll kind of like usher you over and she'll like lean over to you and be like, look, if there is a woman out there somewhere and she is helping refugees, we need to find a way to help her. I understand if you would rather go with everybody here back to my safety point, that is fine. I can go myself and go try to find her. But if you want to come with me, I have a couple of spare weapons. I could maybe arm you with something at least. And I can send all of these people off to my contact where they'd be safe. What do you think?
I don't think it's the most solid plan, but I'd rather you not go off alone. We all go together, none at all.
I appreciate that. It's just there's not many people willing to risk themselves for others, and if this woman has risked herself to help these refugees, I am healthy and able to go find her. So that is how we look at it.
I agree.
Yes.
But so long as they can move on their own when we're done with them.
Yes, I will help you. We will fashion. I do not know how to make a gurney like you're doing, so I will follow your lead, and we'll go grab materials. And if they can go themselves, they go. If not, then we will take them.
All right, it's a deal. Now try not to fall out of a tree.
I'm not going to fall out the tree. I've been climbing trees since Adon, and she's trying to climb a tree.
Lucy will just give her a gentle ribbing as they go off to find a tree to cut branches down from.
As you're having that conversation, the human man who walked off a little bit distant just kind of motions with his hands to get your attention and points to the bigger tent where Fallon and Erasmus, his wife, are in with Anthony. The Fallon has weapons he could probably use. It's not like he's using them anyway. He can use them right now.
All right, thank you.
It will leave us a little less protected, but it's not like the rest of us know how to use most weapons.
All right. Starts climbing a tree.
Make a climbing check.
Can I use acrobatics?
How are you acrobating yourself up the tree?
Oh, actually, I have athletics too. I think Lucy is just treating it as though it's the athletic equipment from back in the court. You know, like how you can pull yourself up on like a jungle gym and like loop your legs over things to get up higher. I think that's more her style of getting up these branches.
Go ahead and roll me some athletics or acrobatics.
That was a natural one for a 4.
So you look at this tree. You've climbed trees before. You've climbed ropes. You've climbed rings. You've climbed everything. Climb people.
I have climbed people like a
yeah.
tree.
Climbing through the branches, and you realize this is a lot harder than you anticipated. You go to grab another branch to hoist yourself up, and as soon as you put your weight on it, you just hear it, and you fall about 10 feet.
Do I land on another branch or on the ground?
You land on the ground. You take 2 points of damage. 2 little butt hurt points.
Ouch.
You okay there, Lucy?
I don't want to talk about it. My butt hurts. She'll dust herself off and start climbing the tree to get high enough to get something that's large enough for them.
Just for shits and giggles, roll me another acrobatics. That was almost an 11. Okay, that is enough to meet the DC of 10 I set for you. This time, well, not as gracefully because your coccyx is a little bit hurt. You climb all the way up and able to sit at the base of a branch and start hacking at it further down. And it takes you a bit, but in about 30 to 45 minutes, you have 2 large branches you could probably use.
Okay. She'll take those down and start cutting these smaller branches off of them. And those will be like the cross support for the gurney. So it'll all hold together and not just be a U shape. And start, with Annelise's help, start weaving the rope around the branches and tying it off so that this person, their weight can be supported.
You can roll me a crafting check with advantage if Annelisse is helping.
Yeah, she is.
How do I roll crafting?
You go to
there it is. Okay.
Skills, yeah.
Come on, Lucy. You know how to tie knots. Hell yeah, 19.
It takes you some time for crafting, about another 30-ish minutes, but you have a pretty solid base. And while this is happening, what are Anthony and Titus doing?
Titus has started a fire and asked Annelisse what weapons she has on hand, just to take stock of things.
Yeah, Annelisse will let him know. She'll be like, well, yes, so I got like a crossbow, rapier, sling, and dagger. So, I mean, like, music is my weapon, so you cannot have my instruments, but all of those, you know, can be used.
I've worked with far less. Okay.
Titus, I need willow bark.
Yeah, I can do that.
Make sure it's distilled into a tea. Willow has a natural pain inhibitor.
If I spot anything else that could be used as a painkiller, I'll let you know.
If you could find sassafras roots for our dear Fallon to bite down on.
Sassafras root all the way down here? Impossible, good sir. Impossible, I say.
I mean, you could find muckroot, but that'll just taste horrible.
Titus isn't going to stray far from camp, but he's going to try and find the grocery list Anthony has given him.
A survival check. And while you're doing that, Anthony, roll me a medicine check.
He's not going to perform anything until he has this willow antiseptic, but he's going to prep his station, he's going to sterile the needle, the string, and the wrappings, making sure the wrappings are drying as he's working.
17 for a survival check.
17, that is good. With a 17, you're able to find... Anyone who knows about geography and plants, do not come at me. You're able to find willow bark.
Instead of willow bark, it's willow bark and some tobacco.
Yeah, you can. You can find some wild tobacco and some willow bark. It will take you 30-ish minutes to find it close to town. So while Lucy and Annelisse are crafting, you're searching, but you're able to find it.
He's taken a dagger from Annelise's kit.
Mm-hmm.
With her permission.
Yep. Yeah. She'll quite gladly just give it to you. I'll minus it.
Anthony, are you trained in healing or medicine?
He is trained in medicine.
Okay. So eventually, as you hear your new friend and Lucy working outside, the gnome and the human man helping whenever they can, but they're cooking for now to at least as a thank you to feed you all. As you've not really had breakfast other than a few rations that Annelisse had, really, you are able to get the ingredients from Titus and start distilling things. It is a process, but you're able to do it. And once you have all these ingredients and your necessary tools, please roll me a medicine check.
Titus has kept some of the tobacco leaves for himself and set them up on top of the fire to dry them out.
As you're setting them on top to dry them out, you see the gnomish woman who's stirring what seems to be just like some stew. That's some nice wild tobacco. This place is good for that.
Well, I was hoping to get a bit of paper so that I have something to calm the nerves later, but I seem to have misplaced my pack.
I have some.
Oh, thank you. If you're willing to part with some, I'd be appreciated.
If you're helping us, I'm more than happy to.
No. Do you imbibe? Because I'm willing to split my stock with you.
I do.
Halfsies.
Yeah. And she comes out with a little bag, like satchel, and starts kind of. She has her own little contraption to roll.
Grind and roll.
Yeah.
she imbibes.
She imbibes. She is the one that harasses the wife. Said was an apothecary, so she got knowledge. What is your role, Anthony? Sorry.
15, and this is with this is with his trained skill.
15 just makes it. So instead of hurting Fallon, you do succeed in healing. That's one of the fun things about Pathfinder, that if you don't succeed, you actually hurt them.
I think it's a very neat stitch, similar to how you would neatly repair or do a hide repair on clothing. It's kind of that neat loop stitch with the little X's at the end of the wound to hold everything together.
It is not the most medical stitch, but you have mended clothing, and flesh is similar in a sense.
Similar.
You just have to dig deeper. As you're doing that, the mom takes the kid out, so doesn't see dad and blood and all that stuff.
Anthony has cleaned his hands, and he knows enough about field medicine to clean your station.
You are able to heal him for 2d8, so please roll me 2d8.
Got it.
Nice. He's definitely looking a lot healthier. You notice when you start reading, he did have some fever, probably from infection. And that seems to be calming down now. There's just a gruff nod of appreciation from him. And from behind, you hear the little flap of the tent and little pitter patters of a 7-year-old running behind you.
No, you're back.
Is Dad gonna be okay? Is Dad dying?
Oh, he's going to be perfect.
Please
No,
don't tell
he's
me
not dying. No, if he were dying, he would be blue. So he's not blue, he's green.
He is green. I'm green.
You are green. As
Yeah.
Anthony wraps the wound, pats it, and packs it, and turns to the boy. Now you have to remind your father to drink 1 cup of this, holds up the willow bark tea, a day. Alright?
Got it. I can do that. I'm gonna make
Good.
sure Dad doesn't die.
Yes, we don't want him to turn blue.
No, he needs to stay green.
Yes, he needs to stay green, because you're green, and, well, it's perfect, really.
Yeah. And he's gonna go over to his dad, and after you pack the wound, the kid kind of throws himself at his dad, and you just hear,
Oh, you have to be gentle, young man.
It's okay. It's okay. You get used to it. Pats the kid.
I've not been lucky in that regards. Well, I have, but not young.
Mhm. Thank you. I appreciate the help. If you want, I can help you with your points to your wrist manacles situation.
Please, they are chafing as he kind of just wiggles his hands about.
You see him go. He grabs the dagger that's on the night table. On the not night table, but the side of the bedroll. And it's not refined. You get scratched up a bit, but let's see how long it takes real quick. It's actually quite quick with a natural 20. As he takes the dagger, and he seems to already know how to get rid of these. Maybe he's done it in the past a few times, but he just inserts the dagger in the keyhole, and you just see him wiggle it a bit, and in a second, the manacles open and fall off.
Perfection. Now, I am serious about the tea. You need to take it once a day until you are healed.
I will drink the tea. Thank
Good.
you.
I believe my friends have made you a litter or a gurney, I guess is the new term.
If I can at least rest, I might be able to walk. Or I can be carried. That's fine too.
I suggest carrying. You don't want to pop those stitches.
He furrows his brow as he kind of looks beyond the tent entryway. And a peek for the audience. He's thinking about his own size. He's a full orcish man, and the people that he's traveling with, and his newfound friends. And he's like, "All right,
They'll figure it out.
let's see how this goes."
I might suggest making a sled with the
Okay.
gurney,
Okay.
but you need to rest.
Looking out the tent, it's just arts and crafts time with
Yeah.
with Elise and
There's just rope everywhere.
yeah, Elise
Elise
and
and
Robin
Lucy.
are just. No, it goes here. It goes over that one, and then you loop it back through, and then go around.
because like if you go like this way, it makes like a cool star shape, no?
Well, you're looking for security, not necessarily for what looks good. There are fashion ways to tie knots. I can teach you some of those later. They're actually
Oh, I
quite fun.
like that
Mhm.
actually. Like that's what you did over there. Like I feel like nobody would be able, I mean, like I feel like those twigs would never come apart.
Oh, definitely not. I can teach you how to keep twigs together all day long.
Titus
yes,
is
yes,
on a
maybe
stool,
later.
uncharacteristically quiet, but soon's on his shoulder. He'll tap him. There's a little ping as a leg comes out, and he has Annelise's crossbow, and he's just fixing the scythe on it.
Soon kind of jabs you with his other leg.
Why?
Reflex test. As you're sitting, the gnomish woman is next to you. She doesn't talk much unless talked to, but she seems just happy to be there. She passes a roll tobacco paraphernalia situation, TOS, right? And as you all start kind of settling down here for a bit, helping this group helping you in return, time passes and kind of zoom out of the scene. Revelations haven't been hard on a lot of people, and experiences firsthand what's been going on and seeing how it affects people. But you have found new friends, and even in the darkest times, there seems to always be something that shines a little light, and there seems to be a spark of hope despite all the bad news. And that's where we will off for today.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us for tonight's episode of Nexus Adventures. Don't forget to leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice. It really helps our show grow. Anthony was played by Jen. Annelisse was played by Robin. Lucy was played by Sarah Roberts. Titus was played by RJ. Your GM tonight was Alyssa Vamp. Check out our show notes for cast info and links to the Hype Goblins affiliate sponsors. Codes provided will help further support the show as we purchase new Pathfinder content for the GM and cast. If you'd like to join us for our Patreon-only after show, visit patreon.com/thehypegoblin. This show and others like it are made possible by the generous support of our patrons.